All right, so I want to share with you a little bit about the Voilà glass. I absolutely love the Voilà glass, and I will tell you, I think it's important for you to be able to share with your consumers, your customers, why the Voilà glass is so much superior to any other glass they have in their home. And I have to share with you, I had to go down and get it out of retirement because it was in the basement in the back corner. I had to go find a piece of regular glass because it's been retired. All right. It is totally unemployed at this point. But I want to tell you that I did find a piece so I can show you the differences that I want to share. Now, first of all, this didn't come with a cover. It doesn't mean that you can't get glass out there that's not Velour glass with a cover. It just this particular one did not come with a cover. So I would have to get out the handy wrap, the foil, the wax paper, whatever. And I don't have to do that with this because this has a Tupperware cover that is made for the microwave. You just rock the cap, and it's made for the refrigerator and the freezer, the countertop, all of that. So do everything except the oven. All right. Oven and broiler. No, no. All right. When you have our beautiful Viola glass, you'll see that this is silicone and rounded corners. That's what makes it an airtight liquid tight seal. Once you put it on, you smash in the center and smash the seal. And when you do that, that is an airtight liquid tight seal. They say don't pick it up by the seal, but you could. All right, but don't. All right. And so when you want to open it up, please open the cap again and the little vent. Open that first and then open up the seal. That way it will always protect your silicone suction and your seal to your beautiful product. I love the fact that this has no big handles on the end. See how this has great big handles on the end? That means it has to take up a lot more room. All right. This still is very easy to grip. I can grab a hold of this trying to pull it out of the oven or in the microwave, but it's not got those great big handles that I have to find room for when I'm trying to put it away in my cupboard, put it away in the drawer, or put it in my oven or in my microwave. I don't have to find extra room than a 9 by 13. Then I also want to share with you that when you look at this, you can actually look at this and see how smooth the surface is. I can see the difference here. There are 4 reasons why our glass is superior. We are Basilica glass. Basilica glass is absolutely a firmer, stronger glass. It's not going to have chipping around the edges like regular glass can so easily. And it's going to be, it's less break, it's definitely break resistant. All right. And so big advantage. You know, we don't buy cookware of any type because it's pretty. We buy cookware because we want to clean it up easy, right, ladies? We don't want to have hard cleanup. We want it to be pretty in 6 years and 16 years and 26 years. We don't want it just to be pretty today. Or have you had cookware and even glass pans that get all the gunk around them and you're trying to get out a Q-tip and a toothpick trying to clean up the gunk around there? That is the difference between old glass and your new Basilica glass. Your new Basilica glass smooth is extremely smooth finish. And that's one of your 4 points I wanted you to write down. It has a very smooth finish. Therefore, it is not going to stain easy. It's not going to get that creasing and it's not going to get that burned on food as easily. That never comes off until you get out a chisel or you spray it with the chemicals that you don't want to be using in your home. And so that is a big reason. Another big reason, that's one. The other big reason is that it is has thermal behavior. In other words, thermal behavior is we are going to cook more evenly, and because it's Basilica glass, it has an even flow on cooking heat. This is not going to do that quite as well. It's going to have hot spots and crispy spots, and that means it's going to have baked on, like the sugars and the grease and the fats are going to baked on in the corners real bad, and so then you're going to have a hard time getting that section clean. Where this is going to clean up super easy because it's thermal throughout, the thermal behavior throughout. Then the non-porous is one of the biggest things. You can actually look at it, but the non-porous is a very good selling point for, but it's something you don't really realize until you've used it in your home a couple times and you're like, oh, when you read this non-porous, you're like, you're right, it is. And so non-porous meaning it's not good, things aren't going to stick to it. As simple as water. All right, so I wanted to show you here. I'm going to pour water into this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this really well, but I'm going to pour water in here. And I want to pour water in here. And I don't want to make a lot because I want to show you how this is going to, if you look at this one and you see the water in here, you can see how it divides up really well. well, it divides up because it's porous. See, it's not running smooth on the glass. Where if you pick this one up and run that glass, this is going to run real smooth over the glass, and it has a very different look on it. So let's get rid of that and dry that out because I think it'll show up better for you guys on camera if I do the barbecue sauce. And the barbecue sauce is going to show you a little better how that works. That was hard to see. Oh, that's a wet towel. Okay, let's get rid of that. Or excess water, dry it out, and do the barbecue sauce. Okay, I told you 3 points. The fourth is at this third point, but the fourth point that I wanted to share with you is the food resisting. And so it's going to resist. Like if you would do cheese in here and let as it starts to cool off, the cheese would automatically start to cool off on the silica glass where it's going to stay chiseled on here. Have you ever had cheese baked on so much you think it signed a lease? I mean, I'm serious. Like, did you sign a lease for that? I love to eat the crispy cheese. And so I love my silica glass from Tupperware at the Voilà because I can get to eat my Krispies. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of barbecue sauce in here and just show you how this is going to clean up easier. And so both of them have barbecue sauce and I'm going to smooth it around a little bit and see if I can get it to run. I tried to get that sauce not so warm, but it's not running very well. All right. So here we go. Smooth this around a little bit. All right, so there you go. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Now the difference is the cleanup. So if I take a paper towel right now, and I might need more than one. If I take a paper towel right now and I go to wipe this out. All right, so there, I wiped it out. Tried to wipe it out. Okay, but you can see it's still there and it's sticky. You can see it's sticky. And here I'm going to wipe it out. Should have just put the whole roll over here. And here I'm going to wipe it out. And this is wiping out completely clean, where this one is definitely smeared in there. Smeared in there. See the smearing? Look at this, how clean this is. Wiped out completely smooth because it doesn't absorb the barbecue sauce. All right. And you saw I had lots of sauce in both of them. And that look at that's dried on in there. I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it as well, but boy, I'll tell you, this is a good example of how the pores and the smoothness is different in this and this. And that equals less crust on food, not soaking it overnight in order to get it clean the next day, and having a better result for your food. The thermal heating, I think, is one of the best advantages too, because it heats and cooks so evenly for you, and that makes a big difference too. So real life test, you're going to be your lasagna, it's going to be your cheesy potatoes, it's going to be your brownies, you know, not sticking to the side. You're going to be able to get your brownies out of the pan without having to use a chisel. Have you had that? You know you have. All right. So you're going to be way more fun cooking in your kitchen. And so if you've ever noticed that the chisel and a prayer doesn't work for you, then you need our silicon glass, and you will find that the other pieces will take retirement. All right. Thank you. Now we're going to turn it over to Ellen, and Ellen is going to share with us how we are the solution. Thank you.